Hey guys, today I'm going to be doing my February wrap-up and talking about all the books that I read in February. I read a total of 6 books in February, but I will be honest, a lot of them were very short because I felt a reading slump coming on to me and I didn't want to get in the reading slump. I wanted to push that reading slump away, so I chose to read a lot of smaller books this month. So let's get on with it, let's see what books I read, and let's do this thing. That was an awkward transition. The first book I read was Skellig by Almond. I had to read this for my children's lit class and I had so much fun reading this. Basically, this is about a boy who is going through a very hard time. His sister is ill. His family was supposed to move houses and they ended up not being able to, and just his life is just hard right now. And he one day goes into his garage and there is something, or rather someone there, and it just changes everything for him. I really enjoyed this book. I ended up giving it a 4 out of 5 stars. It's just really just fun and interesting, and I highly enjoyed it. And if you enjoy middle grade, then definitely check out this book because it's just a lot of fun. And the next book I read is Make Good Art by Neil Gaiman. The reason why I say book is because this is a speech that Neil Gaiman gave to the University of Philadelphia, and it's just in book form, so technically I just read a speech. But either way, I left this book feeling so inspired and empowered to go out and make good art. And I know that anytime that I'm just feeling down about anything, that I will be looking back to this book because it's just so inspiring and motivating, and I really needed it at the time that I read it, so I'm glad that I got the chance to read this month. I ended up giving this book a 5 out of 5 stars. And then I read this book called The Book Itch, and I actually got this from my library as I was randomly looking around the shelves. I picked it up and I was like, oh, cool. This book is marketed as a way to kind of push you to act on your story ideas and make them into books, but it was more of an advertisement for a website that they were trying to sell throughout the book. It was very much so a letdown, and I ended up only giving it 2 out of 5 stars. And then I read Control by Lydia Kang. I read this as a part of the We Want Control read along, and I had so much fun reading it, especially with a lot of you guys. It was just a blast coming together and being able to read this book together, and I'm excited to do that more in the future. But this book was so much fun. It's basically a science fiction novel, and it's fast-paced and interesting. The world is just weird and awesome, and I'm excited for the second book, but this book was really good. I ended up giving it a 3.5 out of 5 stars. The reason I did is because I just didn't really like the world building. I felt like it could have been better, but I still really enjoyed this book, and I definitely think that you should pick it up because it's just a fun read. And then I picked up The Lover's Dictionary by Levithan, and I picked this book up on Valentine's Day because I was like, hey, it's Valentine's Day. I need a little bit of love in my life. I had a date with a book on Valentine's Day. That's right. Anyways, this book was really cool. I love the way that it was formatted, and I just love the way that he formed this story through words that kind of reminded him of his own experiences with love. So it was just really interesting, and I ended up giving it a 4 out of 5 stars. And the next book I read was Hyperbole, I said it right, and a half by Brosh, and this book, oh man, it was hilarious. This book had me laughing my butt off. Not only is it funny, but there's also some really deep moments in this book, which I wasn't expecting going into it. It's kind of nice to have that balance of serious topics and then humorous ones as well. So I really enjoyed this book, and it's definitely one of those pick-me-up books. If you are feeling down, definitely check this book out because it will just lighten your spirits and it'll make you laugh your bootay off. So yeah, those are all the books that I read this month. I had a pretty good reading month, but I'm hoping to read more in the month of March. You guys should let me know down below what books you read in the month of February and what books you plan to read in the month of March. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you soon with a new video.